Hi, it's me. I'm doing this video for my granddaughter mainly, Amanda, and for those who are interested in it. I have dealt with dry eye syndrome for years and years and years and have learned a lot about the problem, and also have developed or been taught by my doctor, would probably be more accurate, in how to address the issue. And so Amanda, here it is, and I hope it helps. First off, the causes of dry eye syndrome, there are many, many, many. The ones that I personally have been touched by, number one, is the constant and frequent use of computers, computer screens, the cell phones, iPads, anything like that. Sitting and looking at it for long periods of time is harmful to the eyes and dries them out. Before we go into the rest of it, some solutions or helps to that. Sit something or set up a display across from you that you enjoy looking at, and periodically, if you're having to sit in front of a computer screen very long, be sure to look up at that and just focus on it for a minute or so and let your eyes rest. Another thing to do for that is to just sit back and shut your eyes, maybe listen to some music for a minute or two, and just let your eyes rest. Get your eyes away from that screen for a little while. Do that frequently throughout the day. Have your things sitting across, and every 30 minutes or so we'll look up and focus on it for a bit. Another common cause, and one that was giving me great problems, was allergy meds and the like with decongestant in it. They don't just dry up your nose, they dry your eyes as well. So if you use a decongestant on any regular basis, do your best to get away from it. It's one of the most harmful things for dry eye that I know of. Let's see, there was something else. I can't think of it right now. But there are many, many causes of dry eye syndrome. Just pay attention to things that are in your life that you realize are affecting you. If you're out in the wind a lot and you have your eyes uncovered, get goggles, something, help yourself. Then the dry eye regimen that I am on. First off, whenever I first was diagnosed with dry eye syndrome, they put plugs in my tear ducts, which helped a lot at the time, but they eventually came out. That was the other problem. Another problem with dry eye is when those tear ducts are messed up, and it's allowing the natural tears in your eyes to drain too rapidly, and so your eyes don't get bathed the way they're supposed to. So sometimes plugs are the solution. So if you have a major problem with dry eye, and if these things I show you do not help, go and see that doctor. There's a medication, the name of which is not coming to my mind right now, starts with an R, that they are giving commonly for dry eye anymore. I would not do that except in a last resort, for the pure and simple fact that once you're on it, you are not supposed to get off of it. It takes over bodily functions in the eye and can harm the ability of the eye to do what it's supposed to do. So unless you just have to get on that, I wouldn't do that. It's last resort. Okay, my eye regimen. You need 6 things for the regimen. You need a washcloth. I use gloves. You need your fingers, which we'll talk about in a minute. You need some type of dry eye drops for dry eyes. My doctor recommended Sustain Balance as the best, and I used that for quite a while, but then it got to where I couldn't get it without this cloudiness in it, and I got to noticing it was the same date and lot number for the product, and I figured it was a bad batch, and I went back to these. I'd used them for many years, the Similson dry eye relief, and it works quite well for me. But find something that works for you. You'll need it constantly. So I have multiple bottles. I've got it in my purse, by my chair in there. by my bed, just wherever you might need them. Have a bottle there. It'll get used. Another thing is baby wash or baby shampoo. And let's see, water. You need water. So you need a water source whenever you're doing your regimen. In the morning, first thing is the best time to do the first step. The first step is to take your washcloth, and this is why I use my gloves. You wet this with the water just as warm as you can possibly stand it against your eyes. I put it on as hot as it'll go, get them good and wet with that. By the time I wring it out and get it folded, I usually fold it like this, and then I fold it in like so and put it against your eyes for a count of 40 or so, and then I turn this back out, turn it around, and put it on again because it's still warm on that other side. You need it on there about a minute. What that does is fix another problem for dry eyes, which is plugged oil glands. It liquefies the oils in the oil glands so that it will flow more readily. And so you heat your eyelids up good, and then your second step is your fingers. You take and you milk those oil glands. You put your finger right in here, and as you roll down with your finger, what I've learned for me that works best, roll down with your finger and work to open that eyelid, push it against there, and do it all the way across, and then do the bottom, roll up and make your eye kind of squish against it, and milk those oil glands. You can do this, the dry eye, the hot warm water, use it at least once a day, and I do it in the morning before I put my makeup on. The finger milking the oil glands, you can do that throughout the day. Anytime your eyes are bothering, you milk your oil glands, and then do step 3. So step 2 and step 3 you do several times throughout the day. Step 3 is your eye drops. After you milk your oil glands, you put your eye drops in, and use these 2, 3, 4, however many times a day you need. Use these because of the problem of the oil gland, or the ducts draining too quickly. You need to use that quite frequently. At night, before you go to bed, that's when you use your baby wash or shampoo to wash your eyes, ladies especially. Wash your eyes. All the dirt and grunge and makeup and what have you plugs things up, and that will help you to really wash your eyes well and get that cleared away. So I think that's it. There's my dry eye syndrome. I hope you are helped by it, and have many good days with healthy eyes.